Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as promised, I did mention that I will be doing a first pregnancy update. So and excuse my voice, I still am dealing with the dry cough, which is one of my pregnancy symptoms. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you guys for coming back on my channel to watch my videos. So without rambling, I'm gonna get started. And I talk a lot with my hands. I'm always doing this and that, so you'll just have to excuse that. So currently I am 12 weeks and 3 days, I believe. Yes, so I am, according to my app, and I'm using Ovia app and Pregnancy Plus, and I am 12 weeks and 3 days. So but we're here to talk about from week 1 to week 12. Now this is my second pregnancy, so and it's another girl. I do have a 2-year-old. Those pregnancies, the first trimester, were very different. Now when I was pregnant with my daughter, I found out that I was pregnant after a missed period. Actually 3 to 4 days after I missed my period didn't come. I took a test, I found out that I was pregnant. With this pregnancy, I knew 10 days DPO. And for those of you who don't understand that term, because with my daughter I did try to conceive, which is TTC community, so I'll be using a lot of TTC term for the people who are interested in those kind of videos. So 10 DPO means 10 days past ovulation. So I found out 10 days past ovulation, which was actually probably 6 days or 5 days before my period was due, because I do have a 31 to 32 day cycle length. So I found out early. There weren't any significant symptoms that gave it away besides one. Now in the past, when I was trying for my first daughter, I would have these crazy phantom symptoms about nausea, sleepiness, tired, exhaustion, food craving, and yada yada yada, and they were always negative. And the 2 times that I got pregnant, I actually was not paying attention to any symptoms, or I didn't feel anything vividly or on a day-to-day basis. The only thing with my daughter were my breasts. I had severe sore breasts, and they were engorged, they were in pain. I also want to let you guys know that this is an 18+ video, because we are talking about pregnancy and ovulation and all that kind of jazz. So this is not kid related. These are for women into motherhood, trying to conceive, who have conceived, who are following a pregnancy journey. So this is what this is who the video is catered to. All right, moving on. So with this pregnancy, I did not have sore breasts. The 2 weeks leading up to my period or missed period, I did not have sore breasts. I did not experience nausea, tiredness, any of that. The only thing that I've noticed were cramping. Now I do have an accurate period, like an accurate cycle. My period always last cycle is always 31 to 32 days. So my period always come when it's supposed to. And 2 to 3 days before my period, I start to feel little period cramps. Then I know my period is coming. However, with 10 DPO in the middle of 1 week before my period, or a week and a half before my period, I started experiencing cramping. Now it was way too early for it to be period cramps. So right then and there, I already knew that something was up. And on top of that, we made a oops, baby dancing that month. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together. As soon as I started to feel the cramping, I always have like those little cheapo dollar store EPT test lying around, so I said let me just take one and figure it out. Now obviously I thought it was way too early for the test to detect, since I wasn't getting my period for another 6 days, since my cycle is very long. So I did take the test, and it was a very faint line, very faint line. So only like a crazy person would be able to notice the line. That's how faint it was. But I noticed, and I knew right then and there. So I showed it to my husband. He did not see the second line. He was like, I only see one line. Maybe you should take a digital one, and you know, so we know for sure. So I went and got a digital one, and now based on videos that I've seen before, I know that the digital does not pick up as early. You have to be like late on your period, or like 2 days before you get your period for it to pop up. So I just bought it, and I just took it just in case, but I didn't expect anything out of it. I took the digital pregnancy test. I think it was clear blue, and came up right away pregnant. It did not say how many weeks I was, because I guess I was very early, but it just said pregnant. Showed it to him. That was that. First week, did not experience anything out of the norm. Second week, did not experience anything out of the norm. Now whenever you get pregnant, it is calculated based on your last cycle. So based on my last cycle, I was already 3 weeks by the time I took this test, 10 DPO. So technically I was 3 weeks pregnant. I don't know, do your research. That's just the way they calculate it, based on your last period. The date of your last period, that's when they start counting your pregnancy. So 3 weeks, everything was fine. 4 weeks, everything was fine. 5 weeks, everything was fine. In the middle of 5 weeks, I started experiencing a lot of bloating. Bloating was ridiculous. I mean, to the point where gas, it was just painful to lay down, and it just, dealing with bloating was the number one symptoms I was experiencing, and it was terrible. Besides bloating, cramping. Now that was very worrisome, because I've seen a couple of videos when people just get pregnant, they do experience cramping, and they always say that it's like a pinching nerve, mild cramp, and that's it. I had some severe cramp, like they were painful cramps. They scared me. They woke me out of my sleep. One night I experienced a painful cramp, and I had to run to the bathroom just to make sure like there were no blood. That's how terrified I was. So I don't know if, you know, everybody's different, and the first time around I did not experience cramping that hard, but this time around I've experienced a lot of cramping from week 5 up until week 9. So that's bloating, cramping. Week 6, the nausea kicking. And most of the time, whenever someone experience morning sickness, see a lot of videos say they experience nausea, but it's not with vomiting. I have been sick to my stomach from 6 weeks all the way up until now. Nausea, and it comes with vomiting. Every morning, as soon as I wake up, I'm in the bathroom throwing up, and it's just water and just phlegm and just nothing really, because I haven't ate. Some days I'm able to retain food, sometimes when I eat during the day, and some days I'm unable to keep anything down. So it has been that way since week 6, and I have tried to snack a lot, eat small portion. I have the Preggy drops that I got from Amazon. Trying every different things. My midwife did prescribe me recently Zofran. For those of you who know what that is, it's just a medication prescription to help you with nausea and vomiting. still with that nowadays, it's a lot less vomiting and just nausea throughout the day. But I still, every time I think I'm okay, I'll go like 2 or 3 days without vomiting, and I'll just have the nausea, and I'm thinking I'm over it, and the next day I spend the whole day throwing up. So I can't really say that I'm almost to my second trimester that everything is okay, because obviously I'm still, it's intermittent. Because it's intermittent, but it's less and less. So you know, in the weeks to come, hopefully I will start feeling better. So experience cramping, bloating, and nausea, vomiting, headaches when I don't drink a lot of water. And that's another thing, water makes me nauseous, so it has to be extremely cold or just chewing on ice. I was taking I think it was called Nature Made DHA vitamin, prenatal vitamin. I'll insert a picture if I can remember. And I took that with my daughter my entire pregnancy and my entire time breastfeeding. I did breastfeed for a year. So I took that prenatal for 2 years, but with this pregnancy I just was not able to keep it down. So I did change my prenatal for some gummy, citrusy, chewy gum prenatal. Now, in comparison to the Nature Made, that prenatal that I'm taking now is a lot less better. Like the prenatal I was taking before is better than the prenatal that I'm taking now, because it has a lot more DHA, it has a lot more folic acid. But the only reason why I've settled with this new prenatal is because my stomach is able to take it. It's a gummy bear, and it has a lemony citrusy taste to it, so my stomach reacts well to it. Whereas the other one was just a gel, and it was pretty big, and my stomach just could not handle it. So hopefully in the second and third trimester, if I'm feeling better with the nausea, I will go back to my first prenatal, because it is way better than the one that I'm taking now. But it is better to take something than not take anything at all. I have not been exercising. I have not been doing anything. I've just been pretty much sick. Week 7, I got a cold, so every time I would cough, I would throw up. So that's just a different mess. What else do I need to update you guys on? That's been pretty much it. I've been getting tired more and more now, but I think it's because it's also due to me having to chase a toddler around while being in the first trimester, because the first time I did not have her and I could sleep and rest whenever I wanted to, whereas now I don't have the luxury to do that. I do take 1 cup of coffee per day. My midwife says it's okay as long as it's under 200 milligrams per day. I believe, yes. So I do get a cup of coffee per day, and I do take it with milk, so it's not as strong. But I do need the coffee to operate. Like I had to have a cup of coffee before I started this video. So that's how bad it is. Other than that, I'm not gonna ramble on too long. I'm gonna try to give you guys a bump date. There's not really a bump there. With my daughter, I feel like I was already showing. With this one, still looking for the bump. So let me see if I can stand. And so I guess, I don't know, I'm very petite. I'm about 118 pounds, so I don't know, there's not much going on here. But this is 12 weeks and 3 days with baby girl. And yeah, I will be posting a 13-week update, and going forward we'll probably just be doing weekly updates if I can keep up with it. So that is it for today, you guys. Once again, probably the next video I will be showing you guys how I take care of my hair under the braids. They have been in for 2 weeks now. I plan on leaving them in for a month, and then, you know, take out my hair, do deep treatment and everything like that, and, you know, put something else back on, because I just can't keep up with my hair right now with this pregnancy. Once I start feeling better, you know, I'll just let it breathe a little. So that's it. I will catch you guys in my next video. Please feel free to comment and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.